Here we have R2-D2, the interactive robotic droid from Star Wars. And at 16 inches, this has got so much to give. The packaging's really great because it's got an opening here and a try me button. And you get a quick taster of the authentic sounds and movement that this R2 droid has. Now, not only is this a full remote control vehicle, this is also programmable. It's got projection of Leia features. It's got microphone and can listen to your commands. And it's a really great controller. And that means that even at a young age, you can be driving R2-D2 around the room and having all the authentic sounds and motions that you really want. But then as you get a bit more advanced and you get to play with this longer, you soon get to program the steps and have this moving around both to your voice command and pre-programmed sequences of commands, which I think is really fantastic. And you'll be planning out how to get R2 to drive around from your house, all around your house, from room to room, to go into another room, to go and see somebody, to beep, do an activity, and go out another door. Fantastic. I'm going to show you all that in this video. R2, what are you doing here? What's wrong? What's wrong? Now, I am not a human cyborg relations droid. I don't understand you. What are you trying to tell me?
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Right. Let's go. Okay, the R2 unit comes with a full set of 6 AA batteries included, but they're demo batteries, so don't expect them to last long. You'll need 6 more on standby for this guy. The controller takes 2 AA batteries and there aren't any inside, so you need to pop a couple in the back here. Simple screw flap. Once that's inserted, then you're ready to go. On the bottom and back of R2, you've got a switch that's either on, off, or demo mode, and demo mode is when he's in the box, as you were seeing with the Try Me sticker. But now he's turned on, and therefore all I need to do is wake him up, and this button wakes him up and it lets you know. Quite vocal R2-D2, fantastic authentic sounds, loads of different noises, chirps and cheeps, and you quite quickly can just start playing with the remote control unit. Now this is really great. It looks like R2-D2. There's no way you're going to confuse this control with any other controller that you've got for any other toy or tank. It's infrared, so this top here needs to be kept clear, and the receivers are actually on the top of R2-D2. There's a couple front and back, so you can be following him or him coming towards you. You've got no problem at all with communication. And when you're close like I am, I can even be underneath R2-D2. Now the joysticks on the right and left are actually both for forwards and back. You've got to drive him a little bit like a tank, so if you wanted him to turn on the spot, you put one forwards and one backwards, and there he is turning on the spot. Now what I really like is the head of R2 is really quite semi-intelligent. It kind of faces which way you're going. So I'm going to turn the other way now. And as you see, he turns his main eye the direction he's spinning. Now he might come back and look the other way again, but he's really quite clever and quite fun doing that. And of course forwards is both of them forwards. I'm not going to drive too much into the camera, and back is back. Now I've got him on the toe at the moment. I'm going to do a lot more of this video on the floor in my lounge because you really need quite a bit of room for this R2 unit. He is 16 inches tall, great scale, fantastic, and he can knock into things and push things. Now of course you don't want him near the stairs. He runs better on a hard surface. The very thin pile of carpet's fine, but don't do shag pile carpet. I'm going to quickly show you his wheels. So he has got wheels in the back and his back 2 feet, and these are just spinning rollers, and you don't want to get anything snared or snagged in those, or poor old R2 is going to come a cropper, and before you know it he's going to have more trouble than he did in tattooing on all that sand. So great little droid. There's some really good features, immediate features on the remote which we'll go through, but you've got here left, up, straight on, right, reverse, spin on the spot. So what I did with the joysticks you can also do by a single button press. But he gets to choose which direction, so, and how long he spins. Of course I can press it again, and sometimes he does some different actions, so he's going to do a spin on the spot facing downwards. And I really like the fact that his body can angle, so you've just seen the drive mode to the spin look down mode, which I think is really quite cool. Now he's a little bit close to his box, so I'm now going to reverse him backwards a little bit. I'm going to just spin him again on the spot. Up, there we go, about there's a nice bit more. Face the camera, R2. Yes, thank you. And there he is, ready to roll. Now I'm going to just pick him up and move him. Now when you do pick him up, like I did, by the body, don't pick him up by his legs or feet. They're, you know, it's a great tough toy, but it's a robotic toy, and robotic toys are going to be full of motors and gears, and you don't want to strain those gears. So don't stretch or pull or push the legs yourself. Don't twist R2's head. There's a little bit of play in there, but you cannot just go spinning it. So, you know, this is a robot. You've got to tell it what to do through the controller, not by force. A couple other buttons you've got is the projector. So here's the actual projector. And I'll show that against the white wall in a minute. Really clear speaker, as you can hear. It's very good, clear, very high fidelity sound and volume. Really nice. And he's got a microphone. And when he's in microphone mode, it lets you know he's listening. And these two lights then come on. And when they're on, I can say things like, "Hey R2, Darth Vader." Now he's going to please run away. Panicking. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I have to grab him again. Yeah, he really does need a bit of floor space. But you can get the idea that you've got lots of voice commands. I'm going to have fun finding them out with you. The instruction book's really great. Really all colour, which I always like to see. Shows you every single bit, including how to change the batteries fully, all the options, and we'll go into program mode in a bit later. Now he's still listening to me because I had the microphone on, and I think he thought there were Jawas around or something. So I'm actually going to, when he's finished that sequence, quickly turn off the microphone mode, which of course is again on the remote. And those two little blue LEDs are now off, so he's now not listening. But of course he'll still do what I do with the controller. And the program mode a little bit more advanced, but again you need some floor space, so we're going to go into that. But I'll do a very simple one now, so I'm going to tell him to go into program mode. That's the noise into program mode. I'm going to just do a one command program mode, do a turnaround, and I'm now going to say, do that program. Really simple. So you quickly program him, tell him what steps you want to do. You can do up to 30 steps, commands, forward, right, left, spins, dances, lots of different special actions. Store that into your R2 unit and then tell him to go. And of course you can stop him midway through your program if you need to. Okay R2, let's get you rolling on the floor. Okay, let's just do some driving now. I'm in a bigger area. So like I said before, just like a tank. So if I want R2 to curve forward to the right, I just want to drive his right wheel. And that makes his right wheel spin. And of course he'll drive forwards. And if I want him to go backwards, I want to make him curve backwards and go that way. I want to just drive his left tracks. And of course he'll do that. So once you get used to the idea of it being a little bit like a tank, so of course straightforward is straightforward, then it'll make a lot of sense. So spinning on the spot, one forwards, one backwards, depending on which way you want him to spin. Quickly and easy to get the grips of. You've got to think about it independently, right wheels, left wheels, and you'll get it. Now there's another way of controlling them, so these joysticks you don't have to start with. So if you don't want to master the lefts and rights, you can start with just saying to your R2, drive left. He'll do a bit of a drive and then stop, hopefully before he crashes into my Christmas tree. Drive backwards, and he'll drive backwards. He actually does 2 steps. Has a little look around. I'm going to drive him back into the frame a little bit, so I'm just going to make him come forwards and to the left. So of course I'm driving his right wheel. I'm going to make him spin on the spot, so he faces the camera a little bit. A little bit too far. I'm spinning a little bit too much, huh? That's better. Okay, so again, I can do the forwards button. Again, it'll stop, have a little pause, have a think, and go forward. He hit my leg. Let me just make him go backwards before he hits me too much. Now that clicking noise was actually R2 bumping into my chair and my legs. I'm just sitting here, there's my great big foot. So trying not to trip him over. Okay, now some of the character choice options you've got under this speech bubble. So if I just press that, he'll do a one of a number, and the great fun, random programmed set pieces. Now it needs a little bit of room to do these, so each time I'm going to just reset him. I'm going to bring him back a little bit more central, just so we can all see him. Face the camera a little bit more, there we go. So I'm going to press it again, see what option we get this time. This is the looking around Tatooine whistling. Some really great sounds. It really is fantastic how lifelike they've managed to make R2. Okay, now he's in the middle of the room again. I'm going to just press it once more. I think 3's more than enough to give you an idea. Oh. Ah! Poor R2. Back. Reverse, reverse. Now you can interrupt any of his commands. If I just press this again, and I don't like what he's doing or where he's going, I can just say, whoa, just stop there, buddy. Okay, we're going to just go through some of his special effects this time. And again, he's got to have a little bit of space to do these. And again, you can interrupt any of them midway through. Poor R2, that's when he fried himself. Let's just do one more. Now I'm not going to let him crash into a tree this time, so I've just stopped him and reversed him back a little bit. So, quite quickly you can combine all these into a little program. So what I can actually do, I'm going to have R2's faces for this. Okay, we're going to do a program. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop R2 to the left, he's going to drive forward, so I'm going to have him driving forward. I'm then going to do a spin on the spot. I'm then going to do a character action. Now he's probably facing goodness knows what direction, but we'll have him hopefully turn right. And then we'll do one more spin on the spot, and then a voice command action. And that should do us. So what I'm now going to do is pick him up, put him down to the left, and then I'm going to press the go button, and you're going to see as well as I do how well he does. Okay, over to R2. There he is driving forward. That's the spin on the spot. He's doing a fancy one for us. As you can see, I'm not doing anything on the controller. This is all pre-programmed and sent to the R2 unit. So he's actually memorised these things. Another spin for us. Pretty good, R2. Going to come and crash into the camera. Is he going to stop? Is he going to stop? Okay, I've had to take control. I'm now reversing him. He's a little bit too friendly sometimes. So you've got to obviously have a little bit of room for these things. I'm going to spin, reverse up a little bit so we can see him. There we go. Let's turn voice activation mode on. Now you can see the two blue lights are pulsing. That's just to the right of his red light that's also pulsing. So he's now listening. Hey R2! Doing his own thing. Come back, come back. I might have to reverse him now. A little bit more this time. Now his blue lights are still pulsing, so he's listening again. R2, run away! I asked for trouble, didn't I? I asked for trouble. So as you can see, he kind of reacts to your voice. He does listen, so you've got to be a little bit careful of background noise. If you've got the television on or the radio, or you've got friends in the room all laughing and playing, he'll hear something like Darth Vader, and before you know it, he's panicking and saluting and running off and hitting Christmas trees. So it's a little bit more fun, so that if you've got more than one person in the room playing, although one person's got the controller, the other one can still shout controls to R2, so that's quite fun. And now the S direction, where he picks a random direction and drives in a curve. Now, because he's about to crash into my Christmas tree, I had to take control. So let's just turn around, let's do it once more. Let's go a little bit the other way. Thank you, R2. And the S direction button again. He decides to go backwards. I think he likes my tree far too much, you know. Yes, you are too. You like the tree too much. Okay, once more. Forwards, please. Into the camera. Well, I guess he's not camera shy. Not really, are you, R2? I do love that motion. I wish there was a button where I could do that myself. I like him pointing and looking down. He'd be great looking down at my BB-8. Anyway, that's all for now, R2. Time to put you on charge. What do you mean? What do you mean you want high-grade premium oil? I haven't got any of that stuff. No, you can't go into the Christmas tree. No, Yoda doesn't live in there. Just because it's green doesn't mean Yoda lives in there. He's unhappy. I've upset R2. He's literally just wandered off on his own. I better go follow. I've dimmed the lights a little bit just so we can see the Leia projection.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
So as you can see, you've got a non-film cell projection, but it's classic, iconic Leia with the young lady hair in a bun around her ears. So absolutely wonderful. I'm just going to turn R2 around. So you actually get that projection coming out of this little LED projector on the front of R2. So I'm going to press it again and actually going to make it shine into the camera.
Help me,
I'm getting to
Obi-Wan
behave.
Kenobi.
So
You're
as you
my
can
only
see,
hope.
it's really quite a bright light. And it's not actually something you'd want to necessarily have directly in your eyes. So that's just a little pointer, so don't go staring in there. But over that lamp in the back, very, very simple projection system with the single Leia film cell. Really great because, of course, you can add it to one of your program commands. So I could program R2-D2 to, let's on this case, just do a spin, but pretend I'd gone forward into a room, do the projection, and that's my program. So here we go. So he's going to do a spin on the spot. Perhaps needed a little bit more room. Let's say he's driven into a room now. And of course, finishes that program with,
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
and then of course he could whiz off around, out the room, and hopefully Ben Kenobi will come following R2-D2 because Princess Leia needs your help. This came to me direct for review from ThinkWay Toys, but you can get this in all toy stores. I've seen it in Toys R Us as well as online good retailers. It retails for $149 in the UK. That's about $190 US and €230. Now you can actually, if you shop around, get that for a little bit less, but that's the retail price. Not cheap by any means, but it's full of features. This is not just a remote control toy with all the real license, authentic sounds and motions of an R2 unit. It looks great, it steers great, it's cheeky, it's got fun, and it's very interactive. Being able to speak to you, and you're going to learn how to do fun voice commands. I love the extra motions, and because you can just get the controller and just drive it around and have instant fun, and then think about your house and your layout and your bedroom and your rooms and program the droid, I think that's great. Anything that gets you to program a droid, that's got to be the future. He's really fantastic. He's actually quite speedy, and the only thing I would say is, you know, I prefer him on my wooden floors and lino in the kitchen, though I have got some very, very thin carpet. I found is much better on the floors, and the kitchen surface is great for these kind of robots and with his wheels, etc. Says don't go outside, but I actually did have a little try on some concrete at the back, and he didn't mind at all. Now that's actually R2. There's a feature I was waiting for him to come up with. That's his timeout battery save mode, so he's now gone to sleep. So no matter what I do on this remote now, he's going to ignore me until you wake him up again with the play wake up button on the front there, which is also a really nice little feature, so you're not going to drain your batteries. There is of course a switch on the back that if you were going to have them off for a long time, you want to have that switched off. Okay, quick little review of the back of the box. There's also a lot of other things available. This is a ThinkWay toy, so its logo at the bottom here, a thinking toy, really is. This R2 unit, absolutely brilliant, clever thing. The way it can listen and interpret your sounds, there's a lot of intelligence in there. I think this is a really kind of futuristic, great toy that, although it has, you know, initial, immediate remote control, a fun effect, there's a lot to this, and the depth of play is why I think this is worth the value. Just one thing I've talked about but not actually shown you, on the base of R2-D2, literally turn him round. At the bottom here, I'm going to zoom right in now so you can really see and read it just like I can see. Let it focus on the actual switch area. So as you can see, it's a 3-position switch. There we are in the middle, there we are to the right. To the right is the try me or demo mode. In the middle is actually off. And to the left is actually play. And of course when you turn him on, because he was off for a moment, he lets you know because he'll come back to life, beeping, ready to play and full of fun and wanting to be the star of the next movie. Quick look at the back of the box now. So as you can see, they've also got Kylo Ren, C-3PO and Chewbacca figures, as well as actually there's a Darth Vader and a Stormtrooper. So there's other things as well as a remote control Millennium Falcon and an X-Wing fighter. You can also get an AT-AT, a great big lumbering AT-AT walking monster. So some great things coming our way by ThinkWay. Real thinking toy logic. Love the kind of cleverness and the abilities and functionality basically that this gives you. And I really hope you enjoyed R2 and my video. Please feel free to like, subscribe and comment. Couple of pointers on unboxing. I suggest you open the lid, lay it on its back and slide the whole internal box out from the outer. And you really do need a little bit of help here, because on the bottom you've got all these kind of twist lugs that lock in place the remote control unit, and these ties that underneath tape and cardboard, very protective. So there's lots of wire twist ties here that need to be undone before you can even get your R2 unit out. So don't just try and attack this with sellotape and rip and scissors. Do it a little bit carefully, bit by bit, step by step, and you'll loosen R2 and the controller. Suggest you do the controller first and the book stuck to the side, so don't also rip the cardboard, because tucked in here on the right, all important instruction booklet. Same again on the back of the box. Eventually you'll have 5 of these black securing tags, and you've got underneath this cardboard flap another wire tag tie, all covered in plastic, so they're not sharp, but I do suggest you're very careful with these, and they're really quite strong. They're really strong holding in R2-D2, so he's securely in that packaging.